Okay, so we are live again. And then January 8th, 2026. And this is our first podcast for the year 2026. So we are going straight into it. And last Saturday, yeah, we had an information say the president of the United States, Donald J. Trump, ako capture Venezuela president. And you don't know what they do, but we're sending the military. Some Americans, they cannot. Ghanaians will say military, but military. We're sending the military. Echo Venezuela, the South American country. Ako capture more president. Why? Because at first he stated say they were drug dealers or try pushing drugs into America and all that. Actually, narratives necessary and akoye oyo asem. Now, I have my brother here, Ima. We are going to dive deep into this. Near breaking it down from where it started and how things are going. And even to the point, say, now Russian tanker vessel, Kuta oil, America is this our vessel. No? We are going to look at all these things. So, yeah, Ima, as you are here, you can take us through whatever. Na ye enlighten ho ne ehu de ekoso obiase say.
Okay, I think that Mobia Abishapa, Happy New Year to those who cannot speak English or they don't understand sorry. But you need the best refer.
We just mixing English and so that you get it. Yeah.
All right. And I think that everyone was shocked. Mm-hmm. Everyone was shocked, but we shouldn't be shocked because we already know the caliber of presidents the United States have currently. Or setting an eye on something, he actually wants to see it accomplished. Or prove the doubters wrong. Say, indecisive.
Yeah.
And that is one thing that made most Americans vote for Donald Trump because one, or show strength, two, or indecisive. And then you see, the people actually wanted someone or a strong hand compared to Biden.
Joe Biden. And mostly Democrats. The Democrats are flexible, mostly. Yeah.
So Americans in general, as an hard man, they want someone who's, you see, the populace, the citizens actually want people, or let's say a leader that shows strength. And that is one thing that Trump is doing, despite the fact that the polls on his popularity is going down and all of that. His MAGA people are also reducing and all. But I think that generally, he's trying to show his fan base, and the entire world say, or a strong man. Exactly. If anyone there's the United States. That is exactly what they are going to see. And we have most of the tweets, most of the poster. He's trying to send a signal to the rest of the world, say, if Donald Trump is the president of the United States, then we are going to see a strong hand, and I say a superpower in action. It's the way so political science, your theories are able to be explaining what's going on. I'll just run quickly through the one theory here. It's me explaining what we are seeing right now. And then we'll move on to the reality. There's a theory called realism. The theory says that the international world is chaotic and near orderly.
Yeah.
Meaning that states seek their self-interest in whatever they do because states be per se are stronger than the other.
Exactly.
So, for instance, US want to show that it is stronger than Russia. It want to show that it's stronger than China. And China will also want to show that it's stronger than the US or Russia, and then the other way around. So, sad theory, if that theory holds, then we could see it at play currently in the international system. And yet orderly, as we know it. If US is strong enough, so over sorry sorry if China wants to do something, China will do it. But the country also will say there is no stronger force able to limit him. And that is what Russia or Putin started doing. Oh, sorry, we will say, oh no, your pay Ukraine. Into obey next Ukraine, into obey using every power at its disposal. So obey annex Ukraine. Until say there is a stronger power to stop him. Obey the obey. And for United States to be able to enter another country. No, Marcos Sisi, the president there, and then the wife, to by United States without any restriction. HL said the international system is not orderly, sir. There is no international police or there is no body beer or preventing what states want to do if they wish to do it. Trump actually has proven a lot of things and has confirmed this theory to be true because over political science, the theory of realism was actually going down. People were saying that now, because there's no actual colonialism and maybe states actually conquering other states and all of that, we are seeing order. But there is actually no order because China herself annexing Taiwan. Herself annexing Ukraine. And as you see, also US and so I'm making sure say it's a or Venezuela. So we the Sasso for Bessia, we are to Mafa. It is all now say we are stronger than the United States are.
Yes.
So you can only talk about it. Over to me, I can't say, oh, what their actions, maybe the actions are evil or the actions are, unlawful or illegal. But you can't show any strength. Or show something right now.
Only say
the United States.
And China for buy out. More by a press release be, and this is what they were saying. English, so I'll read it out. China strongly condemns the US for redirecting Venezuelan oil exports to Washington and away from Beijing after President Trump unveiled a plan to refine and sell up to 50 million barrels of Venezuelan oil stuck in the country under US blockade. So China plan they say you almost superpower, just as you are saying, but they are not able to come in. I say kasana omo kasa bi keke. Sana say akoye. Na ohun ne sa. Even Russia for so about out abekasa. Say any China for ni na Muslim ba out because US is not the world police. Omuntimi police obi, but it seems as a talk. I think that if it was to be some small country, be say Ukraine, be about Russia and it will be easy crowd for them to take them out. You carry on.
So that's it. You know, the let's say the strongness of United States. The strongest of United States that prevents what do you call it? Other countries from actually doing anything to it. And allies now, they are not able to actually say Trump is wrong or is right.
Yes.
Except the enemies of, or let me put it that way, those who stand against the United States, China and Russia, who have actually been bold enough to say that what they've done is not right.
France is trying to condemn, but in a way, one person best toe on the toes of US. UK, they are all saying the same, but they are no much Venezuela president, Nicolas Maduro, whoever, he is a dictator, and he has been like punishing his own people. It's they are muka prane besisu so nipa na ya chene kro e boniafo after all then.
But the truth of the matter is that country are a sovereign. So in the international system now, they've agreed, which was actually something that the United States and started here when we're setting up the United Nations. Say each state is sovereign, and because they are sovereign, you cannot enter someone's state without permission.
Yeah.
And that's an act of aggression, which is why Russia, Ukraine, all other nations, excluding China, are criticizing and even helping Ukraine to fight Russia because of the international agreement that each state is sovereign and should not actually have any external aggression from another, because if there's any external aggression, other countries have the moral obligation to support the country being attacked. But as it stands now, United States, United Nations, US with Trump on a stronger power. It's I'm not seeing any country able to me or standing against it. And US and so allies, US allies, they will not speak against the US, because if they are faced with something, they will need US support. It's a question said, who is seeking than for? Let's get another than for no, be money. Because you can't speak against that rich man. But what the bell because one day we hear more on one article. The truth of the matter is that NATO cannot actually function if US is not supporting NATO. European countries,
just that US and the contributing much whatsoever being the case, because of
free man, if US leaves, US support in terms of Sikam Kwan, US support with weapons, research.
Yes.
And as about military researcher, US is ahead of any country.
Yes.
And so free man, NATO will be handicapped. And European countries, they are not risking losing US as an ally.
Yeah.
So they will not actually stand against. Most of their comments on the issue, Nicolas Maduro, a dictator, we're living this. He has killed a lot of people, and he's the leader of the drug cartel and all of that. And second, it's a sovereign state near there. You see, so to me, and come outright because of the kind of ally, the relationship that exists with them. And now Russia also cannot go in alone to fight the US. If Russia will go in now, it will need the support of China. It will need the support of North Korea, and I say other countries, Iran, and US. US, all European countries, all Western European countries, and even more will come and support the US. Eventually, Russian allies be defeated, but not at the risk said we will not have nuclear weapons involved. And only one thing that people fear: if nuclear weapons come into play, we will have a lot of
distractions all over the world.
Yes, and that is what in political science we refer to as deterrent. I said it is detaining countries from going into war, full-scale war, because you possess a nuclear weapon, but your opponent also possesses maybe a bigger or stronger nuclear weapon. It might wipe you off. So because we know that, we tend to avoid full-scale war. The kind of economic development that China are building right now, it will not risk going into a full-scale war with US. Because right now, the two countries, their economies are interdependent. On a Cold War, trade war, but as weapons involved here, currently is not foreseeable, though it can
But you
happen.
know,
But
head, headset, the U.S. Department of War, the Olidio, he has said it emphatically. Said now any country be ever try to play with the U.S. Their enemy, they will give them precision strikes. Destroy them, dismantle them. And I've heard also Chinese. They have one guy, their friend Gao. He studied in the US and he's now in China to serve the nation. He also says US thinks they have weapons. That was even last year, 2025. But for them now, that was the time showcase weapons. And now say omo parade 2025 showcase laser and all that. Or see US and ben eba say latest weapon on board. That's the hydrogen bomb. They are the only country on Mobi. But even with that, Israel, they have that hydrogen bomb. But he was trying to say it's only them that have it. So no matter what, China also who know say go through, but I think their focus matches on business. But US or risk everything to say sika say war or for war no credits because they want to be at the top forever. Or person China will bypass them. So yeah.
China, one of policy be on here, hide and bite, or more hide it, and more bite it or more time. So said they have everything they think will make them be able to become the stronger power and are the strongest power. But currently, it's not so. So also what we US has something bigger.
Yes.
And they know, so they will not risk any full scale war. And because of that, they will not go to that extent.
Yes.
So they will not go to that extent. That is one thing I want. So we share all of these things, and now they explain that theory now become as a realism. So the international system is not that orderly like that. Me a stronger power, I can get up and do what I want. So also you're stronger than me and try and restrict me.
Yeah.
So Putin now tested that waters. But on who said or tested, he has seen restrictions because Ukraine has received support from others. And on CCR, people are most scholars are saying that because US has done this, they will have no moral obligation to criticize Russia, say or China from doing something like that, because you are actually able to enter someone's country and then detain or capture their president. And that means that means will be country. And furthermore, Wasaka said he will take over Panama Canal. He will annex Canada as the 51st state. He will take over Greenland. He will take over Cuba. And he will take over Colombia.
And also, all of threats become Mexico.
Yeah. So, because of all these things he's saying, it's making it will give or it will embolden Russia and China to start doing same. But the thing is that some start here. Will US sit aloof? Will US keep quiet for them to do it? And the answer is no. US on why you but now sure.
That's why China and Russia keeps on saying, US are done in the whole world police and they are trying to police whoever.
No, and the thing is that it's true. See, after the Cold War, his zone has started to. After the Cold War between USSR or Russia and then US.
Soviet Union.
US emerged as the superpower.
Yeah.
So most of the international bodies now, they work as of now. It started with US being the, let me say, the lead into all contribute more. IMF, World
UN,
Bank, you see all of these things. Those say amount for currently you need unilateral or multilateral, meaning that big
so let
superpowers.
me chip in. That's the reason why Trump America free a lot of UN
But
bodies
emergencies.
about
Yes,
health, about a lot of things. Because
yes.
Trump sees Americans now they need help and they can't keep on. And Malaysia president Kasim, they'll say now Trump and America are chin ho. And China now what now no so I am a whole big economy, the second biggest economy. It's not also trying to come and fill the
Over
vacuum.
that space.
So that vacuum never can see the homa. It will affect the rest of the world.
Yes. Yeah, that's it. Those US leaving some of the spaces, no power or no other countries filling that gap.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So those in theory, we see that it's a multilateral world or international system. But you can see that still the United States is leading.
Yeah, exactly.
You get it? So sometimes you cannot outrightly say it's a multilateral world. Because if US decides not to do, because if US decides that maybe the Security Council of the United Nations is going to do something, US says, I will not agree. It's difficult for them to go ahead.
Yeah.
If 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 they are going to do something and then maybe China says no, they can't go ahead and all of that. But US alone can decide to take certain actions.
Yeah.
And the rest of the world will keep quiet as it has happened. US or why not to market, why not to market?
Nobody.
And no one is even sending Trump. Maybe we are yet to see. No one is sending Trump to the International Criminal Court. Said, oh yeah, war criminal. Unlike what
The
they
only
did.
Trump now out the car be just last 2 days say midterm elections here move happy. Say Republicans are winning. That means Democrats never be impeached. I think that's the only fear in his life right now. But about the rest of the world,
No, no, no.
sure be
Ah, and then the point I take you to some of the criticisms. You see, Trump started as America first. That means that he's not looking at any other country. But Sisiano, the way Wapura Venezuela, if he's not likely, if he's not careful, Obe sending American troops down to that place to Venezuela right now. But also he was against it. When he started, he was against it. Say, oh, troops of war, baby, and they should come home because we are now building America, not other countries. But now he say that he's likely to send troops to Venezuela and he's going to develop their infrastructure. And on as I said, he's also likely to go to Gaza because also developing Gaza, no not Gaza, like
yeah,
a part of like as
yeah,
maybe an annex somewhere. You see, and all of these things are something that people are criticizing for. Said you were supposed to because Omagano was America first, but right now, why? Because of actions now are taken, I have best sending troops down to the friend is saying these countries. And now, criticism and now the Republic Democrats which now some of criticizing most of the videos now. That is exactly what they are doing. Now the fear is that what my way no or to follow up to be able to uh, take over Greenland, take over Colombia, take over Cuba.
yeah.
I'm out for visa because why we no so okasa oya obetumi aye okasa oya obetumi aye
Exactly.
But my opinion is that
Mm-hmm.
Trump actually went in for oil
Yeah,
because
exactly.
narrative now, oil now America here, and for America to American big companies, oil companies, to be able to exploit these oils. That is one of the motives. That is one
Exactly.
because the own person drugs everybody country. All you need to do is that check your borders.
Exactly.
You check your borders so that they will not enter. But right now, no, what tomorrow our president, no, and then you are now dictating to the country what they are supposed to do and who
Yeah.
should be their president.
Yeah.
So these are some of the things. These are some of the things that are happening. And we leave it to the viewers and say, I'm going to share more comment on some of these things because it's not easy for because
This is
say
crazy.
you can say maybe our Ghana and found one. This is the international world and we are
Yeah,
participating.
Ghana commented and people were saying, say, hey, na mo Ghana for na mo mbeki kasanse mwibi. Because
Yeah.
people were like, hey, Ghana for the Nico say kasanse mwibi. And I think say me person ki
Nothing ever happens politically.
ote voice, you know.
Yes,
Yeah.
we encouraged our current government to actually have a dialogue with the US
This is
government
from Greenland.
without Denmark, because Denmark is antagonizing both Greenland and US with their mediation, or what they, in the best intention probably, is trying to derail any talks about independence. I've said it for a year now, they should butt out our Greenlandic affairs because they're escalating the situation. They keep claiming that Greenland belongs to the Greenlandic people when everybody else is listening. And the next moment you hear them talking about the integrity of their territory.
Yeah, so I think that there are still some people there. They do support Trump, even in Greenland there. Hello. Otomeka. Hello. So yeah, Obi. I think in
Yeah.
Greenland there are still some
Remember,
people there they support, and this is UK Parliament. Yentie Aya in their parliament.
Mexico, Panama, Greenland, here. Does my right honourable friend agree President Trump has behaved like a member of a criminal gang, bombing Venezuela, a sovereign country, kidnapping its head of state and his family, and killing many in the process? Where next? Colombia, Cuba, Mexico, Panama, Greenland, here? Does my right honourable friend agree that if we do not stand up to deviants and bullies like Trump, they will only be emboldened to repeat their illegal acts elsewhere? And if we do not...
So I think that most of, even more for the crown, the allies of the United States, more abonjoso. So this is
why is Donald Trump so fixated with Greenland, and why are people worried that that fixation might see the dismantling of NATO? Greenland is the largest non-continental island in the world, but it's home to only around 56,000 people, most of them the indigenous Inuit population. The local economy is reliant on fishing. It's a semi-autonomous territory of Denmark. So why is it in the eyesight of one of the most powerful men in the world? The short answer is military strategy and, of course, money. It's also home to one of the most strategic US bases. The Bodefique space base is critically important to the US because of its positioning just 1,000 miles from the North Pole. It allows unparalleled missile warning and also space surveillance capabilities. This is because of the understanding that if Russia were to fire an intercontinental ballistic missile at the US, it would probably use the polar regions. Greenland is fast becoming the center of a superpower.
Yeah, so we can also talk about the Greenland and other places. I just wanted us to have some fair knowledge on a friend is saying what people are also saying around the world, the allies of the United States, and even people within the US, and people also on Greenland. You know, Venezuela at the end of the kind showcase here. No? People are Colombia, people are there demonstrating, say no, they don't want the issue of Venezuela to happen there. A lot of people are on the streets. And also in Venezuela, there are a lot of people on the streets. Say them you from Facebook. We could see say people are just trying to send a message to Donald Trump, say they are not ready for this drama. Even on one allies, UK, in their parliament, they are discussing this and they are seeing Trump to be a bully. So just as you were saying, it's like that. Here, no, Trump is trying to be say, Okawasha or probate me for a bit because he sees he's fit than you, and obet me or Jenny by force.
Yes, sanity. You see, from grassroots neighbor, if you ask me now, I say the strongest survives, and I say the strongest of
But Sadiana maybe me Sadiana assassin because even in Ghana, Africa here, it was here. Then who are the no kuko baby abe cold there. But we thought everything is period.
That is one thing I mean I hold the opinion say on. That is one thing I hold the opinion say. History always repeats itself. And looking at the America say Africa, Ghana, maybe country. See, it's now only the sachet, ye 9 say, yet the begins, we are digging our own grave because, see, even the clothes we wear, and some of the things we do, you realize that these are things we're doing in time past. And I said, they are remodernizing. So it is possible they can remodernize colonialism, whilst Africa can still be colonized in a modernized way. It's the war is pain. What shows that war cannot happen? That is why you think US is stupid. You think that Trump just wants Greenland. Why does he want Greenland? Because it's strategic for their military. And
also they have gas, crude, they have raw earth minerals, a lot of advantage.
When they are there, when their military are there, almost forecasted, they plan. What if this happens? How can we go up? You see, that is why he's doing all of these things. Because onion is and America in the international system, you don't just go enter someone's country and grab their president because it's a sovereign country. But why? The question is why? Oil. So also Greenland. The question is why? Russia help Ukraine. The question is why? China help Taiwan. The question is why? The why is important. And then the Nippon know. If African countries, any Africa, just as we were discussing some time ago, yeah, we are not building our military. We are not researching. Say, I don't know if you can put it on the screen. Countries that research, military research, and I say research and development military, the amount of more spending.
Okay, I can put it on the screen.
You see how much US spends on their military research and development. You see how much Russia does. You see how much China does. They are not doing just like that because this world see, if I say war cannot happen again. Now we are
okay. I've gotten it here. Maybe try all the you talk. I'm trying to project it.
Why is Iran still building their nuclear weapons? Why I can't? Because all countries agree that no one is going to build nuclear weapons, but secretly people are building. Countries are building nuclear weapons. Why? Because things are likely to happen again.
Yeah.
What's one of your two shows is because a leader can come with their own ideologies. It's what you say after Putin. There is an even crazier leader than Putin. Now where they change Putin here. So you defend. I mean, you grow and keep it. It's here that you put. My money is seen we are not say you young can be developing the military, and I'm developing the weapons. So US will not sit down because they know they have enemies.
So
They know
this
they have
is it. Research on military among how the amount of pumping it. So
okay.
the top
United States. Look at how much they spend on their military.
880 to 997 billion dollars. And China na yes second no. China crown no. Yes second no. On by US even
US, no, yeah. You think these people they don't have
India, Germany, UK, Saudi Arabia, France, even Japan cry will list among these great nations no crown. And Japan and so mind you, Japan and Germany I will listening. From all your imagine say World War no, they were most of our loss you drop it Hiroshima, Nagasaki nuclear bombs near no. Yes, and to come home because but even see how much they are spending there 46 to 55 billion dollars. And this is annually.
yes. So you see, they are not just developing it for okay. We decided that we will not go to war again. But why are countries still spending like this?
Yes.
Why will even US decide that or recruiting military men from other countries, from Africa? Why will UK do that? I mean, why will all these people do that?
Yeah, I get it.
You see, maybe that's my opinion. I mean, I feel that those say it is difficult for a war to break out. It is not impossible.
Everything is possible. Now, someone at least World War One, World War Two, see the third one can happen. Who knows? It be
Even before World War One happened, people were saying that war cannot happen, war cannot happen. Right?
And they all started with Cold Wars. Now, also it's more than a Cold War.
All it takes is for one leader to go ballistics.
Yeah.
If one day leader be sorry or Russia, maybe I'll only be replace Putin. Now, or not the or no, or you're crazy. You think you will not use force on other countries?
Yeah. They'll do that.
So you protect yourself. You protect yourself. Security is one of the most important things. Africa and Ghana there. Let me say Ghana. I say Ghana because the country. Whenever I say Africa, I'll lower it down to Ghana because it's my country. Because BC was here. I don't know how we are going to protect ourselves. Though our security personnel are doing their best, but it's not enough.
You know, recently, Ghana, security wise, the number of cars I from Accra to Accra to North are mostly in the Ashanti region. Are weapons a go and kill people.
Yeah, so it means that security is important. Security is because you can in the international scene, Americans are theory. You don't know what another country is planning.
Yeah.
So you arm yourself. It's here, you know how to defend yourself. It said Israel say, Anka, Hamas starting in Anka, Israel doesn't have anything to defend themselves. What will be happening to them right now?
Hamas at
how they are able to protect Oman citizens.
Yeah.
That is what we are seeing. Because you are feeling say, oh, yeah, now,
Africa, that's the mentality.
So the why question is important. I think that's what I'll leave with your viewers.
Okay.
We'll let them comment.
Yeah, I think I've really learned a lot because as a normal person, will be all on tears say, oh, I didn't but with the realism I watch him, if we ask watch him and pass it, if we ask and yet that fair like that. You also always try to, I say in the jungle, you also try to always take the opportunity
To
to
go for the
bully,
weak.
weak ones, and it's true. In terms of sometimes it's not just war, but in terms of economy and all that. You know, these Chinese have been trooping in Africa. Almost me see these things. All kind of my job questions. So how about ports near the rail stations near the also yeah they are loaning more Montiti loan or mama some time been went to me almost say a fact. Some happen in Djibouti. Kenya like this, no more the video, a lot of places. And sometimes we see these Chinese and the Russians to be holier than thou. Bia, omo US running the we all know so omo the aggression. Omo try to subdue you. Oh yes, the economy pejani ade. But these Chinese are also doing that. Aside the omo yes, the building, you know. Galamsey omo send omo for to say yes, it's omo leaders are they not aware.
Yeah. They say China, a Chinese company into me without the government approval
Yes.
and as being aware of it. It doesn't
Yes.
happen in China.
No, it doesn't.
All kinds of things now. US was strongly bipartisan. They were strongly against TikTok.
TikTok.
As long as say a free China ban, the Chinese government is aware and has
I know you do.
so they will not just sit down and look like that. China, you don't do anything without in the hindsight of the government and as a no.
Yeah.
They are fully out. They know anything you do, and they will make sure that if it's not projecting China in a good image, I'm making sure say I'm cut it short.
Yeah.
That's what China does.
Exactly. It's true. Now, I'm on that USA direct. You know, I think say if it was to be any other country, can I say I'm on Japan? Japan, yes, they will stand against China any day, anytime, or may invade Taiwan. See the way they try to sanction Japan. Say, we will not let our people travel to your country. We will not do business with you again. Blah blah blah. A whole lot of seafoods there. They imposed some taxes on it. So you could see, sir, these people, they'll flex it. But there's some country there omo di omo nim kan a omo ye kra na omo nto omo because US are diverted where here. Japan also a straight one and more. And it's now flex that same muscles on US. And recent you know that means say ya direct omo oil no perhaps omo oil omo to free Venezuela. And so China is a superpower. They should try to sanction or do military tactics B or some be near Russia. So it's not out talking about a ship. No, I don't know. Shadanka, I said we use force to gain our ship back.
To me, currently, US and any allies, I don't see any other ally anywhere that can defeat that.
That's true. It's true. Very true.
So you don't risk it.
But one thing, US allies, no. Now what Donald Trump has been doing, no, among most of them, no, or more too. Just imagine, say, Article 5 of NATO or more Article 5. Say Bakunya, now you Trump, you are sending a warning to Denmark because Amo Island, it's
the reason why I'm not criticizing Trump, but the reason why they will not stop being allies with the US, they say Trump on your forever president.
Yes.
The ally is with the country, not with the president.
No.
And on who they say I'm not criticizing Trump, all right, but they will not say, okay, we are not allies with the US again.
But they can break apart too, because now Canada, Trump will say, I'll make you the next state. Blah blah blah. I'll annex you all that. Now Canada stated emphatically said they are not going to do military sharing intelligence with US.
I know you're Trump. Let another one.
It can be, most of them are not trying to. Most of them are trying to go elsewhere. I'll move focus on America. It can be. I know, said Trump. Biden back. And that's all before for bar or flexible. They can do, but they will never trust them again. Say, what if another person comes out, it's a Trump. There are a lot of other people. They are like,
when you say even what Trump is doing, but if said they don't trust them again, they trust the trust for US is bigger than trust for Russia and
China. Yes, exactly. For that 100%.
They will never trust China.
That for Nyakra now, what's in home? So the because no enemy. Yes, okay, I get it. It's true.
They will never trust those ones because Omunim said they can stab them in the back.
Yes, it's true.
Because my system, it doesn't match. So they cannot be like close allies. Said they are close allies with US. Remember, they are close allies because of the system of governance they all practice.
Yes,
and Russia, Venezuela, you see, they all support Colombia, Cuba. Why? Because the system never won. It makes them like Kabul to each other.
Yeah.
So when I say, oh, they will shift Kakra to, and they will not embrace them like they've embraced US.
Yeah.
Because no matter what, US will not be a communist state. For UK to say or Europe to say that we are no more friends with them.
Yeah.
That is the thing. And you see, one country that is very strong. On time Kasabato Kasa, Australia, but on China and India say.
Yes. I've seen that.
So in any event, Australia will support US.
Oh yeah.
That is a fact.
That's very true. So we will end this year. Yes, almost 46 minutes. Yeah, I think we have said a lot. In depth of whatever is going on in Venezuela, America, Trump, Greenland, whatever. So as time goes on, we will be doing it continuous, back to back like that. Thanks for joining. So Ima, we thank you also. Say, this knowledge on whatever is happening in Venezuela, America, and around the world. We'll end it here. Don't subscribe here. Please do go to subscribe and share with some family and friends. Don't forget also to like and comment. Thank you. Bye-bye.